They said it couldn't be done.
What couldn't be done?
They said we couldn't get to the season finale, that we would be at each other's throats, and that we would break up like some of those bands that you see in the VH1 specials.
Who the fuck said that?
Somebody said it. I
heard
them.
You heard them?
I swear to God they said that shit. But here we are.
So the season 1 finale of End of a Species.
We've
podcast
/ soon to be YouTube channel. Now YouTube channel, but transitioning, I guess, or something. Yeah. So,
and it's gonna be more. We're gonna diversify, right?
Word. You got to diversify your portfolio. I hear them say. And this specific episode, we're going to be talking about what we've experienced so far, some of the tentacles that have been going out into other realms and what we've learned from that, and just what the future may bring for End of a Species.
It's going to be like one of those episodes of Family Matters where they just hash up the last season or so. Because they don't really like, everyone was on vacation this week, so it's like, all right, well, just who's still here, like Carl's still here. All right, just have him talk to Oracle about the last year, and then we'll just cut in some old episode.
It's not lost on me that actually became a trope for most shows. Like, they all have their flashback episode.
Yeah, almost every show I know of has at least one of those.
Yeah, and so, it's also not lost on me that we have to say we are almost at, like, potentially the end of the species, and that's not funny, but that's,
It's not funny, but, like, we're in some hard times.
Yeah.
Like, we haven't even been able to, like, we were the last 2 podcasts, we weren't even in the same room.
Yeah, no.
So, like, we're in the same room again, so that's good.
Yeah, and we are, like, if I got a ruler out, I'm sure we're 6 feet apart, socially distanced, and all of that. But, whatever.
I don't have a mask on, but, like, I've grown my facial hair out, so it should collect any particles.
Yeah, it'll stop. It'll stop you from infecting and making me into patient 1.
Yeah.
Million? I don't know. There's a bunch of them.
Anyway, but we're not here to talk about that.
No, what we are here to talk about is, like, the 2 of us decided to get together, and this is actually, like, End of a Species is like the 3rd attempt of us trying to talk shit on a microphone for the internet. Like, I know back in the day we did a thing where we had some talking stuff, and then that fizzled out because of life, and then we had another one where we did a review of Jason Bourne.
We did one movie review, and then I was writing articles for that website.
We had a website where
I was writing a number of articles, and those were some lengthy bitches too.
Yeah.
Those were like, but, like, also it wasn't super long ago because one of them was Suicide Squad and Batman v Superman. Like, those were some of the movie reviews.
I'm going to say this because a lot of that material got lost to the internet, and I'm going to get the fuck GameStop out of the way now. So fuck GameStop, but also fuck GameStop's cousin, GoDaddy. Fuck you, GoDaddy. Because GoDaddy not only
bought that website,
like, just nuked the website super fast, but they also sold off my domain for End of a Species. So if anybody knows the Chinese company that bought that, let them know. Coming for you. I'm not really coming for you. I don't really give a fuck. Like, we don't really need the domain. But it is kind of shitty that they took that shit.
It is, yeah. And it's even, like, even the website itself or whatever was now a link to, like, an Amazon affiliate where, like, you go to that link and then you go buy stuff off Amazon and then someone gets a cut of it or something. Like, wasn't that
some weird thing that happened to it?
Yeah, but
that's fine. If I was to look it up on any of the, I haven't, but I'm sure if I was to look it up on any of the multiple places that you can see how many people hit a domain, it's probably nothing. So There you go. You bought the very valuable 2 hit a year, and both of them are me. Fucking endofaspecies.com. I hope you're proud of yourself and you feel great about
I'm
everything.
sure they are. I mean,
I hope your fucking bagel is moldy tomorrow and you don't notice it till sometime in the afternoon when the rest of your afternoon is spent on the can.
it's very specific.
Well, my vengeance is specific. But now that we have End of a Species, and it really, like, the name, wow, like, yeah, End of a Species.
Yeah.
What a concept. But we kind of shotgunned this first season. Like, we had an idea of what we wanted it to look like, but we really just said, let's talk about this shit now. And we just talked about whatever we want to talk about.
And it bounced around a lot. And we had a lot of different ideas coming through. And we had a lot of, I don't know, like, non-starters. Like, I guess just stuff that we were like, hey, you know what really irked me today? Go talk about that on the podcast.
You know what we should do is set up like some subscription service where people pay money to get 30-second snippets of our phone calls. that would be something. But it would have to be like you'd have to sign an NDA because this is what we do on here is tame compared to the shit that you find when we're on the phone, like, and we're sure it's a secure line.
Yeah.
Like nobody's listening. All right, I'm gonna talk some shit now.
Where are you at? Oh, you're driving like 85 on the highway? All right, no one's hearing this. Like, let me tell you something that happened.
Yeah, some dookies. But with the with that, we also had like technical upgrades. I know when we first started, when we were a different thing altogether, we had like, little cheap mics and they were plugged into one thing through another thing and Frankensteined into my computer. Yeah. And now we have 2 studios that we work off of that can connect to each other remotely because that's a thing. Yeah. We're both with
all due respect though, mine was mostly set up just so I could game, like, and Discord with, my gaming mates. But like it happened to have like multiple purposes now. So I've got some studio headphones. I'm looking for, a way to set up a mic that's, like a proper studio mic, because right now I'm just using my Void Pro Corsair gaming headset. But I mean, it seems to be working fine.
It sounds great.
So
if you guys haven't checked out the streaming on youtube.com and the End of a Species channel.
It is an End of a Gaming because I'm terrible.
Well, it's entertaining, and it's the Can't Sleep series.
Which I'm gonna try and keep that rolling with other games. Currently I'm doing Resident Evil 7.
And just so you know that the translation of this, it's literally like there's no allegory here. This is just straight up Adam is like, oh, it's 12 o'clock and I still can't sleep. Let me play Resident Evil. Yeah. And then I'll wake up at 5 and I'll have an alert like,
hey, End of a Species went live.
Y'all were streaming a little bit ago. And I'm like, oh, damn, word. Let me check that out.
Yeah. But some of it's, I'm a night person anyway. I prefer to be a night person as opposed to a day person, because daytime it just sunburns you and then you're aching and it hurts and whatever. But then my doctor tells me you've got a vitamin D deficiency, so I go take pills and whatever. 30, whatever. but no, I'm playing it. It's a semi-blind playthrough. Like I played through the game, once and a half, and then like I was like, well, let me try it on the hardest difficulty, and I'm playing that blind because I don't know what's coming up next.
Let me tell you, and every Resident Evil on the hardest difficulty is a bitch. Like Capcom games in general, the single player games that they have, they just do not relent. They're like, okay, you want some difficulty? It'll take 5,000 of whatever ammo you're currently using in this game to kill the first enemy.
Yeah. Well, and this game is like, so the last couple of Resident Evils I went through, like 6, it was the highest grossing one, but it was also like the worst rated. or whatever. But it also like there was a ton of game in that. Like there was like three standard campaigns. Then there was a fourth campaign with like a side character and whatever. So I mean, there was like 50 hours of gameplay in that, but it was rated terribly because it was everything was way too over the top and everyone just kind of got sick of it and whatever. But this one, like, it wasn't scary either. Like, it wasn't like Resident Evil games tend to be scary. So, like, it wasn't a scary game to me anyway, because it's like, oh, well, like, they start you off with an automatic weapon, and, you know, you're part of a soldier force, and there's like 30 soldiers backing you up, and everyone's shooting stuff. And, like, yeah, they're monsters, but, like, oh, it's just a run and gun at that point.
Oh, so it's Siphon Filter, the Resident Evil edition.
But, like, this game was legitimately scary because, like, first of all, the controls go back to being very tanky, like the first couple of Resident Evils, where it's like, run, motherfucker! He just won't move fast enough. And, like, everything takes, you know, a million bullets to kill, and, like, you have no idea what's going on. There's an atmosphere that's very scary, you know, like, you've got very little ammo, and you're just, you know, things pop out, and, like, a place that you thought, like, oh, everything's fine now. I'm like, I just have to go back to that door and put the key in, and then something smashes through a wall, and you're like, my God, run! So like,
I was not prepared for this.
So I'm getting a lot of that, and it's fun, but like I like scaring myself, so it's been entertaining. But like I'm gonna keep doing my Can't Sleep series, and then we'll do some some tandem streaming. I'm sure you'll stream on your own.
We'll probably do like both YouTube and Twitch. I don't see why we can't hit both and just go, like, we really want to get people to enjoy what we do, right? So I don't care if it's 10 people or 10,000 people. If people are enjoying what we're doing and having a good time, we'll keep doing it.
Yeah, great. And I used to watch a lot of people like stream games and whatever, and it got me to buy a lot of games that I didn't think I would normally buy. Like there's a game called FTL, which is it's for Faster Than Light, but like it's a little top-down starship game, and like you build a crew, and then you've got to get from point A to point B with your crew, and it's kind of like Star Trek, where like you come across stuff and maybe you can solve it diplomatically, but maybe you've got to fight it out. And like, how better geared are they? And it's cheesy. It's really cheesy, but it was a fun game. And I just watched somebody streaming it, and then I was like, oh, yeah, I'll pick that up. And it was like $8 on Steam, and I'm like, yeah, no big deal. But like, there's a number of games I picked up that way. Dead Space, which was, I mean, in all honesty, that's like that was a AAA title kind of a thing. But like, I bought that because I didn't think anything of it at the time, and then Dead Space 3 had already come out, and I was watching someone go back and play Dead Space 1, and I was like, oh, that looks cool. And I stopped watching him because I didn't want to ruin it for me. But like, I went and picked up the game and played through it myself, and I was like, this game is great.
Sometimes when I'm looking for games, I'll look at Let's Plays, or I'll go to, like, now that, you know, the thing you go to is go to Twitch or go to YouTube, find that game and see who's playing it, and you see a few minutes of gameplay and then you turn it off. And I don't know that I want people to do that with us, because you're not going to you may not get a full representation with the way, like, at least with the way I play games, you're not going to get a representation of what that game's supposed to be. I tend to
don't watch me play Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
you just watch me climb mountains for 40 minutes. Like looking for Korok seeds.
I'm a grass cutter in Link and in any Zelda game. And matter of fact, I'm looking at my God of War statue, and I remember when I first got the God of War, for like, I did what they said that most people did, but really didn't do if you watch their gameplay. I literally spent an hour throwing the Leviathan axe and calling it back to me. As a matter of fact, sometimes I'll fire up that game just to do that again.
Yeah.
For an hour. So if that's what you want to watch, and you think that's going to give you the representation of what the game is, I mean, your collection is going to be very light.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I'm like, in even in my current Resident Evil stream, there's a lot of me like looking at the ground, like, is there anything hidden here? I need stuff. I'm out of ammo. I'm out of ammo. I'm out of health. I need things. And so like a lot of it's just my character's perspective of looking at a corner, like looking around junk.
Is
there's
something
a lot of
glowing?
That. And then like
Nothing's glowing.
And then I hear
Okay.
a noise, and I'm like, ah, and then my camera moves real fast, and then I get slaughtered by something. So,
in addition to streaming, a lot of our content comes from stuff that we see on the internet that either raises an eyebrow or it's like our guilty pleasures. Like we did a few episodes on sovereign citizens this past season, I guess, over the past year or so, and the whole thing with that being that's like my guilty pleasure for a while. That was anyway. Same as like when we did the e-begging episode. Like I love watching the weird channels that you find that find one streamer or YouTuber that just likes to beg for money.
Yeah.
And not beg for, I mean, we did talk about this, but not beg for money like Panhandle, but beg for money like paywall their shitty content and go, give me $100 and you can see my face. Like, fuck you. But like, the future content is probably going to take that same turn. It's
I'll sign a picture of myself and send it to you.
Are you Leonard?
Sign up on my Patreon.
Are you Leonard Nimoy or Tupac Shakur?
Nope.
Then I'm not sending you any money. That picture will probably go in the shredder. But a lot of the content that we want to do for the future is that. Plus, we also want to dabble in certain topics. We'll probably wait for the heat to wear off on some of those topics first, because we're really not in this to get into any fights or be activists or be partisan or be, the voice of any one thing. We just like to talk shit. So we want to be cognizant of like, we're going to delve into a topic, but that topic affects a bunch of people, or it might, offend. Like, we don't really care about offending you if it's like we're just making jokes, but we want to be cognizant of the current climate, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't want to, whatever. We don't want to pussyfoot around, but we also don't want to be assholes.
Yeah. There's also like the way we do things, we want to be supportive in certain things, but we want to be supportive the right way. And
yeah.
And there's certain ways of going about and doing that, and you can be supportive in a way that you may think you're supporting, and then it ends up actually being detrimental to that, and then you're looked down on it, or you're instigating an argument that you didn't know was coming, and it wasn't your intention. So that's not what we're trying to do.
But having said that, if we do happen to delve upon that and you want to send an email, I will reiterate what I've said multiple times throughout this season. Don't send it. We'll just delete it. We're just doing this as a hobby. We're not really like looking to cater to any one point of view or whatever. You could just as easily turn it off if there's, like I said, if 5 people watch us or listen to us, or 5 million people watch us or listen to us, it's the same thing. In a couple days, I'm going to go back to my day job that I love. And so is Adam, back to his day job that he loves. And we're just going to keep doing that. And then this is to us like playing basketball on weekends is to some people, or like, we also do D&D, and it's just a hobby. So I know it's going to cost me and Adam more money to do it than the money we're going to get out of it. Because, and if that ever exceeds what we're willing to put into it, then
it'll go away.
Yeah. The seconds of silence there, that's exactly what you'll get in perpetuity. So, if you have feedback and things that you want us to talk about, that's great. But if you feel like...
I'm interested in taking ideas for games you want to see played.
Yeah, absolutely.
Streamed or whatever.
For a list, we're both avid Switch gamers.
Nintendo.
We both have...
What was that? Remember when what system was that when it was like you'd start it up and it'd like whisper at you? Was that the GameCube? It was like GameCube, and then you're like, ugh. You
I
get like
think
a little,
so.
you get a little creepy
I
feeling from
remember
it.
the multi tone something like that, and
Vroom.
then
Yeah, and then it's like,
yeah, it didn't.
was
It
that
was
it?
not. I think it was because it wasn't N64, and it definitely wasn't Wii, so it had to have been
Had to have
GameCube.
been
If
GameCube.
any of you know, just leave a comment
Yeah.
in whatever medium you're hearing this or whatever. Send an email to endofaspecies@yahoo.com, and then we'll
um,
know. But we represent 37.3% of the Wii U install base.
yeah, we both have a Wii U. We
And
both have a Switch.
we both have a Switch. Adam is a very prolific PC gamer. I don't even know if I'm using that term right. We'll say
I don't.
we'll say I did.
I don't. I don't think you are, but it's fine. Whatever.
And ubiquitous. I'm gonna say an anti-disestablishmentarianism PC gamer. That's what you are.
Okay.
And I am a
I would just use the word competent.
We'll go with
PC gamer.
competent. A competent
Yeah.
PC gamer. His PC is not a lemon or a potato or any other vegetable other than it makes my games look like garbage. And so I have a PS4 Pro that I love, and it is connected to the TV in this office.
Which is
And
becoming the command center of our kind of streaming thing. Like
Yeah.
you've got your laptop working, and it's broadcasting it to like the hub switch where like all the CIA agents like watch the screen, kind of a thing. So we're watching our voices bounce up and down. So it's kind of interesting. So it's impressive.
but be cognizant of those when you think of like what games you want us to play. So like for example, if you want us to play Bayonetta 1 or 2, we can do that on the Wii U or the Switch.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
However, we would not be able to play Halo.
Yeah,
I
if
don't
you want
think.
us to play Halo, there's
I
no
guess I could
Xboxes.
I guess I could try and find like there's a PC version of the original Halo, Halo 1 and 2, but I don't know about any of the recent stuff.
Yeah.
Halo Wars was that was a thing
I
where it was a strategy
know-
game like Command and Conquer, but it was all the Halo characters.
my knowledge of Xbox first party titles extends to knowing that they exist.
Ah, yeah.
So like,
But, like,
I know
yeah,
that there is a thing called Halo. and
Halo is a less likely thing for us to play as opposed to like.
and Gears of War also probably not going to happen.
And not to say that those aren't great games.
Yeah, and not to say that Xbox is. Here's the thing. Here's my thing about Xbox versus PlayStation, and this will shorten anybody who requests us do this episode very, very short, very easy. I play PlayStation because that's what I played back in the day, and I'm old and I don't like change. Do I think that Xbox is better than PlayStation or that PlayStation is better than Xbox? No. I just think that's what I play right now, so that's what I'm playing. And the same thing with Nintendo. It's the thing that I played, and I like Zelda and I like Mario Brothers, so that's where you get them, and that's where I play it.
Yeah.
Period. Case closed. Full stop. I'm not a person that believes in measuring teraflops as if they were penis sizes to be like, my system is better. Because the question would be like, did you put the teraflops in there? You didn't, did you? No? Okay. Did you pick the graphics card they were going to use? No. You just pledged fealty to this thing and determined to hate all others. I mean, that's good, but whatever.
Yeah.
So that, for anybody who is an Xbox fan, just know I don't hate your console. I just don't give a shit. Like, this is what I play, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
If you like that, then that's great. An Elgato is like, what, $100? Get one of them bitches and you stream it. And I'll probably watch it and be like, hey, great job.
And it's the same way. Like I grew up with a lot of Nintendo. Like it was like my original starting game series, and then I went to PC because it's better than everything else.
See, Unlike me,
I was not diplomatic in that at all.
Adam's a heathen. But you know what? I can't even disagree. And I'm going to tell you this:
Except because of the the PC, like I can play everything that anyone else is playing, except for anything that's like exclusive to something else. But like to play the exclusive, am I going to go out and purchase like a $400, $300, $200 system to play that one exclusive that comes out or whatever? And as opposed to play, yeah, exactly. So it's like it's whatever. The only
I will say
exclusives
this.
I give a shit about are usually the Nintendo ones because Mario.
Yeah, we grew up with them shits.
Mario, Legend of Zelda, Super Smash Brothers.
When I first saw, and some people out there hate this game on PC, but when I first saw Arkham Knight on your computer, and you remember this,
I had no issues. Everyone bitched.
Yeah, everybody had problems, and on your shit, it looked like I think I played the first 20 minutes of the game.
You played the first 20 minutes of the game, and like the game starts off with like the introduction with like the Penguin or whatever, or the Penguin and Two-Face, and then like they're robbing banks and there's cars in the street, but then it like pans up and then like it's raining, and then rain is like dripping off of Batman's nose, and you're like, I can see the water.
Yeah.
And like you made a comment about like when you jump off and the cape fans out and you could see the streams of water like crossing over the leathery cape or whatever.
I mean, the detail on it was insane,
and it was beautiful. Like it was, and I had no stuttering.
The detail on the Joker's
stopping.
face for the little burning thing where it just tells you like, and you know, that was incredible. And I'll tell you this: not that Arkham Knight looks bad on the PS4 Pro, but when you first see it on a competent PC. There it is, competent. I agree with you. So when you first see it on a competent PC, and then you go to a console, you're like, ugh. Like today,
I don't know about ugh, but like you're like, it's fine.
No, fuck you. It's ugh, because I was so used to seeing it on your PC. Like that was the image that I had in my head. So now the benchmark is. Woo, up here.
Yeah.
If I had never seen it again, so partially it's your fault, but if I had never seen it before and then I was watching it, I'd probably been like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah.
But the fact that I saw that, it was like, you know what? Today, full disclosure, the reason Adam is physically in the command center here and we're not doing this over interwebs is that I got a new desk for the other part of my office, and he helped me put it together. And so while we are putting this stuff together, I had recently purchased Skyrim on the Switch for the digital version because it was on sale. And I initially had purchased
it's like the fifth time you've bought Skyrim.
Yeah,
I bought it
probably more than that.
One time.
Yeah, like I bought
it one time for my PC, and it's been fine.
I had it on the PS3, and on the PS3 it didn't run too well. I got it on the PS4. I bought the physical version for my Switch. So I got the physical version for my PS4, physical version on the Switch. Ended up trading both of those in, and then I got the digital version of both. And I'm going to tell you, the only reason that I got it was
5 times.
Yeah. The only reason that I got it was that it was on sale. But the only reason I have it, period, is because the Switch version has these exclusive costumes that are like they have a Link costume in the game.
It's a costume, a sword, and a shield.
Yeah. And that's cool. And, whatever. Fine. But the game itself, like if you play it handheld, it looks decent. If you put this piece of shit on a fucking big screen TV and you're trying to play it, oh my God. Like
the stuttering, the lag,
the frame rate is
polygons.
Yeah, everything is just
the textures look stretched and broken.
It lets you know, like, yeah, this game came out in 2011. Like this game came out back in the day.
3
You're
generations
welcome.
ago. Yeah.
And so
we're about to hit another console generation. Like,
yeah.
we're 3rd generation console old or whatever.
Now, but does that mean that I don't like the Switch? No, I mean, I can objectively say the game looks bad. Like Witcher does not look great on the Switch if you put it on a big screen TV.
Yeah.
Overwatch plays like the frame rate is horrible on the Switch.
And that's only like there's only multiplayer on that, and it's only competitive. Like, so that makes it hard.
Yeah, like every now and again they'll have special events that are PvE, but even then it's like, whatever, it's lip service. But this game, I mean, it just plays bad on the Switch. But that doesn't mean the Switch is a bad console. The Switch has like pretty fucking awesome. Like Breath of the Wild is on the Switch.
For what the Switch was built to do, it's amazing. But they're trying to, have everything on there that's been out that people have liked, and they're like, look, we can have it too, but we have to ratchet down some of the graphics on it to get it to function, but it'll do it because it's a portable system. Mm-hmm. Like, first things first, like you can put it in the dock and play it on your big TV, or you can take it off and then you can travel with it. And if you could play The Witcher, like on Witcher 3 on the go, and
I'll tell you, Diablo 3 is my favorite game to play on the Switch as far as like the cross-platform games.
Yeah.
Because just being able to go in there and go and like, hey, all right, I'm on vacation, I'm in a hotel, let me do a Rift. Done. Yeah. And it is beautiful. Like most of the games in hand are developed, you can tell, for the handheld view. Yeah. And they look gorgeous. But again, I'll tell you, Animal Crossing recently came out, and there is the company I work for my day job. There's a wing of people that's what they do. Like there are
turnips are this much on my island.
Yeah, there's whole days that just stop. Everybody stops what they're doing to be like, wait, does anybody have a DIY for this? And people just go, and that's the project for 2 hours. Everybody's asking each other, like, well, if you do, who has it? And then whoever's island has it, everybody flies to that island. And you can't, like, it's funny because, like, yeah, you're supposed to be but the reality is that's Nintendo's wheelhouse, is making games that make you want to stop everything. And there are games out there like Skyrim that will consume your life, and Witcher that will consume your life, but they'll consume your out of like your I'm not doing anything else life. Like, okay, I have to set aside a weekend and take off of everything and not talk to people to play this game. Nintendo does really well in the games that you can play for bursts at a time and you play every day. And I'm thinking even now, like, hey, time's a ticking. If I don't do my dailies in Animal Crossing,
shake your money tree.
My ABD streak is going to be over, and they're not going to give me 300 plus fucking Nook miles. But again, everything has its wheelhouse. That's I think where I'll leave it with the whole console wars. Stop the console wars. It's like at this point, it's almost like having the fucking cell phone wars. Like at this point, everybody should know what they like, and get that, and that's it. And if your friends are on something else, and you want to keep the one it means you didn't want to play with them that bad. So
yeah, well, that's find also some other people to play with. It's like if you got friends that are all like up each other's asses about like, oh, you got an Xbox, that's shit, or if you got a PlayStation, that thing, you need to get a real system, you need to get an Xbox. If you're in that level of whatever, like before the next console comes out, everyone just get together, like, hey, what do we want to get? Like, you want to keep your clan together, or you keep your posse together so you can be in Call of Duty and have a team together like that. Like,
I just think of the
know what you guys are going out to do, because guess what? Call of Duty comes out fucking everything. So
I just think of the and now they're cross-platform, but now I think of the 90s kids, like, now you're playing with real power. Yeah, that's my fucking system. And no, they're all the same. Like if you get 10 more on this or 10 less on whatever, it's the same. Like you literally need, like Digital Foundry literally has to like look pixel by pixel to be like, well, the something occlusion on this one is slightly better. Like, no, it's the same fucking game.
Anti-aliasing is better on the Xbox when you're
By
running
12 point.
If you watch this particular scene, the power lines that are on the wires that go from these two towers, stutter and flicker. Whereas on the Xbox they don't, so that means PlayStation is shit.
It's terrible. Get rid of it.
Just speaking of 90s kids and playing with power, I saw a thing last night, and one of Paul Rudd's first acting gigs was he was the kid that was playing on the Nintendo that was advertising the Super Nintendo release. Like, he's that kid with the controller, like, looking up at the big screen.
Wow.
As Paul Rudd. I was like, that's amazing.
That's pretty cool. And now he's Ant-Man.
So everyone starts somewhere, man. Everyone starts somewhere.
He was also the love interest, I guess, in Clueless.
Yeah. It was the wannabe boyfriend, or
I don't know.
It's been forever since I've seen that.
I think they were related in some way, but not like blood related.
I don't know.
Whatever.
But yeah, it's just, talk with your buddies, find out the system you want to play, pick it, and go on. So anyway, from that we're gonna go, we're gonna try and do some movie reviews when theaters open back up. I'd like to start doing some of that. And not just superhero stuff either. I'd like to do some Scorsese picks, or some Spielberg shits or whatever.
I'll say this: it looks like a lot of the movies that are coming out are starting to become skip the theater, go straight to streaming, which is fine.
Yeah.
I know Pete Davidson has a new movie out. Hold on, let me vamp while I look up what the name of it is, because it's one that I wanted to see. But then when I looked at it, it's that's what it is. The King of Staten Island. Look, I pull it up and it's all over this fucking thing.
Oh, yeah.
But look, you can't buy the fucking movie. You can only rent it. And please tell the audience how much it costs to rent this shit.
Holy shit, $20?
You gotta be out of your fucking mind
to rent a movie.
And that's 48 hours. That's, you watch it.
Yeah,
and then you have 2 days to
So Pete Davidson is the dude, is the kid with all the tattoos. Wasn't he dating somebody, a singer?
I think he was dating Ariana Grande.
Was he dating Ariana
Pete
Grande?
Davidson was me and my wife's favorite of the new cast of his generation of cast members for Saturday Night Live. As soon as we saw him, I know my wife was like, "Oh, he's gonna be something." And I looked at him, I'm like, "Yeah, this motherfucker's funny." And he's had some ups and downs and whatever, but the truth is that he is a funny dude. He's a very talented guy. And if you see the cast of this movie, like The King of Staten Island, it's him, Marissa Tomei, Bill Burr. As you go down this cast list, you're like, oh, these are all the people I fucking love to watch. So I was semi-excited for this movie. And then it's, I knew it was going to end up skipping the theater because of the apocalypse. And
the end of the species.
Yeah, and going straight to streaming. And so when it actually dropped, I think it was yesterday or the day before, and I pull it up and I'm like, is this a mistake?
I can't buy it.
Rent $20? Usually buy is $20, and that's for a Disney movie where Disney is like, give me your money.
Because, just as a thing, the last time I was in a store, I saw the superhero collection, and Captain America: The First Avenger. I don't remember when that came out. $30 still.
Yeah,
just the standard Blu-ray, not 4K or 3D.
Disney don't mess around.
It was still $28.99.
Give me your dough.
And I was like, I think it was in Target, and I was like, you got to be kidding me. That movie was over a decade old.
Yeah. Wow.
That's over a decade old. It's
shit.
still $30.
Which way does time go? How does it? Anyway, but the point is, our movie reviews are going to be more eclectic, and not just movies, but we did a whole breakdown of The Mandalorian,
The
which,
TV
by the
yeah.
way, I'm so excited for season 2 of this. Regardless of what, you know what, that this is going to be something that I'll just say it and put a pin in it. Can we stop judging shit before it releases?
Yes.
Please, like, stop saying it's going to be the greatest or the worst thing ever on the strength of some blog site somewhere knows some motherfucker that said, "Oh, I'm leaking this," and Last of Us 2 is gonna suck. Like
some angered personal assistant like got fired for bringing somebody the wrong coffee, and then they're like,
"This latte's cold.
This movie's gonna suck because this guy's an asshole," like, or whatever.
Yeah, let's stop doing that. But the thing is, there's so much content that is coming out on, whether you are watching on Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, Apple TV Plus, whatever, Amazon Prime Video. Why don't you just call it? Well, I guess Prime has to be in there because you got to pay the. See how I talk myself through that? But regardless of what you're watching on,
you reasoned it out.
Yeah, I came around a little bit. I'm a little slow, but I'm fast at the same time.
APV.
Regardless of what streaming service. Oh, HBO Max. HBO Max has all the episodes of Friends.
Game of Thrones.
Well, Game of Thrones is an HBO property, but I'm talking about they have all the episodes of Friends, they have all the episodes of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and every episode of The Big Bang Theory.
HBO does?
Yes.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
All 12 seasons of Big Bang.
In so long.
And now I
was referencing Family Matters. That's like another like that era kind of.
Oh, my filter just caught something. I'll tell you offline. You listeners are not going to get this joke because I'm not going to say it. However, that's okay. In any case, yeah, like, who would have thought, like, when HBO Max came out, that they would have all that? But regardless, I'd love to do reviews on different series that come out on whatever. Now, within reason, because there are some shows that they're not bad shows. I just don't want to watch them.
There'll be things that we have an interest in as well. Like, we're not just gonna watch something to like punish yourselves by watching this terrible program and tell us what you think. No, we want to watch something that's also entertaining for us as well. That we're like, hey, watch a trailer for this. I'm like, yeah, I'll totally watch that. Because like I don't know about you, but like I know. Like, I love The Rock as far as, like, an actor. I think he's great. And then as a person, too, like, he's super smiley and friendly and, like, always goes out for people and takes care of people and loves his mom. And, like, he's a great dude. It seems like a great dude. Haven't met him personally. Would love to, but, anyway. But, like, he's got a show. I think it's on
Dwayne, if you want to come on the show, just email endofaspecies@yahoo.com. If you got that verified check, I will have you at the command center. We'll do a whole... We're fun. Yeah. We'll chill. We'll hang out.
We can share workout tips.
Yeah, we'll show you some stuff on how you can improve your physique, make it rounder.
I meant him share with us.
No, we'll teach him how to stuff burritos down your gullet. And
dude, I follow him on his Instagram. Like, he talks about his cheat meal days. Like, when he has a cheat meal day, dude knows how to throw down. Like, I'm saying, like, he's like, okay, here's my entire, like, my 32-inch cheese pizza that my trainer told me to eat, followed up by five chocolate chip cookie brownie sandwiches. Like,
and when you come, sneak
like,
Kevin Hart in here
that's
too.
That's like gotta be like 9,000 calories that he's eating. But dude can throw down. But anyway,
but you like him as an actor.
I like him as an actor. But like, he's got a show on. I think it's on Showtime. It might be on HBO, but it's called Ballers. Yeah, I have no interest in watching that.
No, and that brings me to another point. And this is not a reference to Ballers, because Ballers is a decent show.
I think it's about a football.
Well, it's about a sports agent.
Sports agent. Okay.
And hilarity ensues because
I've seen trailers for it, and it just seems like people.
Yeah, Ed Helms is on there.
And it just seems like they're doing around. They're going around.
It's a good show, but
You've seen it?
yeah,
Okay.
I've watched a couple of seasons of it. But
I haven't.
on a completely side note, and again, this is not a reference to like don't look at the fact that I'm using Ballers as a launch point of this to be that I'm referencing Ballers. I'm actually referencing a different show altogether. But what we review should have depth, and I'll give you an example. Me and my wife have recently started watching, or we've gotten very deep into The Blacklist. The Blacklist is a show that it's very interesting, like how it goes, but it doesn't have a lot of depth. It's more of a Mystery Science Theater 3000 type. Like, not that it's a bad show.
It's a popcorn show. You munch your popcorn while you eat it,
and then it's basically a procedural. Like, so if you have that, I'm gonna commit some sacrilege here. Monk, Psych, The Mentalist, those kind of like, we took the Sherlock Holmes formula and we created a different type of show out of it. Mm-hmm. We love watching those, but we're not gonna do a review on it because, like, I mean,
and I love Psych and Monk.
Yeah,
never seen The Mentalist, but I also like House. House was kind of the same way.
Yeah,
it was like,
House was my House is my jam.
House came, guy comes in sick, no one can figure it out. The House has to sit down and go into his think tank with his 3
lackeys,
adolescent lackeys. It's like, oh look, like they're all like 19, 20-year-old doctors. and they're gonna figure out what this thing is, and then by the end of the episode he's solved whatever the issue is.
I think it's in the first episode of House where one of House's guys, Omar Epps says, like, first year of med school, they tell you if you hear hoof prints, think horses, not zebras. And House goes, "Are you in the first year of med school?" And when I first saw it, because I saw the 3 of them, I thought, well, it looks.
They look like they
it
might
appears
be
to be like you are in the first. But having said that, like, House, it's a procedural, yeah. But it is a procedural, so it's not like, oh, let's talk about what happened on House last night. Like, I mean, obviously it ended almost like 8 years ago, but again, that's not going to be something we're gonna go through. Like, same thing as like Disney Plus has. I don't know if it's still going, but like the High School Musical thing, it's like the same thing every time. Like, hey, I haven't seen you in so long, and now I'm older. Really? So we're not gonna do that. But we do want to do reviews of various things, not just Star Wars and Marvel. So
as much as fascinating as those are,
yeah, we could do multiple years on that.
One of and me and my wife, the last movies we saw, because we can't figure out which was the last movie we saw in theaters before everything shut down.
Before it happened.
Before the incident, we'll call it that. But it was between Call of the Wild and Birds of Prey, or the Emancipation of Harley Quinn, or whatever, of one Harley Quinn from whatever. Anyway, both of those movies were a thing.
They existed.
Call of the Wild was good, but like, it took me out of it because the dog is almost 100% CG'd. So like, I'm like, you couldn't get a dog to follow a guy, for 40 minutes. Like, you couldn't get him. I'm like, all right, whatever.
Now, let me ask you this. And this is just a quick question. Does the dog do anything in the movie that warrants a CG dog? Like,
I mean, a couple of things that like have to do with like animal safety and like throwing the dog into ice water and that kind of thing. Like,
okay,
there are some,
but
things.
It doesn't do like anything that makes it.
It's not like wrestling a bear, right? It's like
doesn't make faces, right? It's still just it's a dog.
It makes some faces.
Okay,
some but I mean, you can CG that on top of a live dog.
Yeah,
like, we have the technology. But and I will also say that at the same time that movie came out, another movie came out on Disney Plus called Togo, which is amazing. And it's all about everyone's seen, or not everyone, but like people are familiar with the cartoon movie Balto. But like he was part of a relay to get medicine back to this town in Alaska and so on. But like there was another dog that was before Balto, so the dog that was bringing the medicine for Balto to take the last leg, and it's about that dog. And oh my god, like Balto did like 26 miles or something in the snow. This dog did like 200 miles, like in the snow in a blizzard, like across an ice field, like impressive shit. And you're like,
I gotta put that on my list.
you're like, and Willem Dafoe is the main human in it, like
The main human, like
the
that.
main human. And like my wife and I looked up some stuff, and like a lot of the shit that happened that they depicted in that movie, like actually happened. And they used a live dog, and the live dog is a descendant of that dog.
No,
Yeah, and I'm like, that's freaking cool. Like
that's
some shit.
That's what I would call mint.
And that movie's incredible, but like, Call of the Wild's a classic book, Harrison Ford, and we saw it. But like that movie was good, but wasn't great. The CG dog took us out of it. And then DC, like we were thinking DC might be trying to do an uptick.
Don't do it to me. I haven't seen Birds of Prey yet, so if you're gonna tell me it sucks, don't do it. Does it suck? Are you gonna break my heart on our season finale?
No, I'm not.
It sucks, doesn't it? Now I want to know. Now you have to tell me.
It was so rough to sit through.
Oh,
There's so many times when everything is just this. It's like, and I'm all for women empowerment and whatever, but there's so many times it's just like a joke on dudes or whatever, or even then, like just some random ass nonsense. Like, I'm trying to I sat there and I tried to justify it in my mind on why this was happening, and I'm like, nope. and it disappointed me, because like I was thinking, like, Aquaman wasn't the best movie ever, but like I had fun watching it. Like,
it was worse than Aquaman.
Oh yeah. Like I had fun watching Aquaman, I put it like a 6.5, 7 out of 10.
Oh my god.
But like Suicide Squad, I had a lot of fun with.
Suicide Squad was pretty good.
The plot was garbage, because like there's not, like, once you watch it like a second or third time, you realize, hey, there's no plot to this movie at all. Like they get together, they go out to a field to do a thing, they fight a monster for some reason because friendship, and then it's over. And that's basically the movie. But like Wonder Woman was great, Suicide Squad was great, and then Aquaman was all right, and I was like, okay, maybe they're going to be on an uptick, and then I was just like, oh, it's a rough movie to sit through, man. Like, I mean, again, see it, but like it's Wonder Woman 84 is coming out later this year, hopefully, and I have high hopes for that. But
I'm sad now. I was really hoping that it was like, because I mean, it's Harley Quinn, and Margot Robbie does such a good job.
She does.
And actually, my niece dressed up as Harley Quinn. Like, my niece is 5, and she dressed up as Harley Quinn for Halloween.
Which Harley Quinn?
Harley Quinn, Margot Robbie, like dyed half of her
Suicide
hair.
Squad,
yeah,
movie Harley Quinn,
and she doesn't know it. Like, I don't think she's even seen the movie. She just likes that, and it's such a good, feel good for. I know she's like crazy and all that, but it's such a thing that, like, whatever. But
she's a strong female character in general.
Yeah, and to have like, let's just say I was rooting for this movie, and I 1000% take your opinion as gospel, because we kind of see most things the same way.
It was rough to sit through. I tried to justify a lot of things in my head, but like it wasn't It wasn't a great movie. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great. I was like, I'd probably give it a 4.5. Like it's a 5 or less out of 10 to me.
Yikes.
So like, you know,
so that won't be one of the movies that we review, unfortunately.
well, I think we kind of did, or I think this was it. But me and my wife didn't know which one. We were trying to think. It was like, what was the last movie that we saw? Was it Harley Quinn and Birds of Prey, or was it Call the Wild? And I'm thinking it was Harley Quinn because we saw it. We saw both of these in March, and I knew Call the Wild wasn't doing well, and I was like, I think I said let's go see that first in case it drops out of the theaters first, because Harley Quinn came out like the last week of February or something, and we're like, that's gonna have time. And yeah, then like a week later, everything shut down. So,
well, all right. So to recap,
recap our recap,
we've done great so far. It's been the best season of anything ever, and we're only going to get better
of our multiple attempts at starting stuff.
We've done awesome, and we've done great work. No, but to all kidding aside, and subtle jabs, this past season has been fun. It's been a lot of learning. We've had we didn't even talk about guests that we've had on, but we're gonna continue doing that anyway.
Yeah.
And we are only going to get better. We're gonna diversify. We're gonna try to bring some cool stuff on this hobby that Adam and I have
we'll get some more guests. Dwayne, you know.
Yeah, Dwayne.
DJ, if you're DJ The Rock, if you're listening, like, come on.
If you sneak Kevin Hart in here, I won't even be upset.
Yeah. He fits in a purse, right?
Yeah, word. Let's
fits in a backpack or something.
Let's rock that out. And
no pun intended.
Yeah, so I think that wraps up season one. Primary season prime of End of a Species.
Yeah.
I don't think. Yeah, so Zeus and Jeff on Twitter. Adam
and
is
Instagram.
there.
I am Adam. I am on Instagram at Tatooine Hermit.
Also, you can find both of us on endofaspecies at yahoo.com via email, and soon you'll be able to leave comments under our faces or something. I don't know.
What?
We'll figure it out.
Maybe faces.
Yeah, if we decide to do like proper like YouTube with faces. I don't know that we will, but we'll think about it.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get a camera crew in here and hire an editor and throw some real money at this.
Put the little eyewitness witness protection blurs over our faces, and but then we'll have to change the voices, and that's a whole thing.
I can change my own voice because I won't even know you talking something like this. You wouldn't know who this would be.
Yeah, I had no idea that was you. You completely disappeared. Yeah. I don't know what happened. And because it's been so long, it's real awkward for me to know how to end things.